Number 2 is just the phrase, Walmart will crush blank. Walmart will crush blank. The dark cloud was that Walmart, so large, so impressive in many ways, so threatening. In times, so maybe overlarge. Kind of a big brother-like perception, which sometimes happens with other companies too, like Microsoft. Companies that become so big that people stop liking them, and sometimes, in some cases, begin to protest against them because they start to look like too powerful entities in our society. And so Walmart will crush blank. I'll give 2 quick examples that I have seen up close and personal over the years. The first was Amazon. Amazon was going to get crushed by Walmart. I hope you remember this. If you were around in the years 1999 through 2005, the perception was that once Walmart really comes in force online, Amazon will be toast. Some years later, this really shows how powerful Walmart has been. I don't think is today, but has been. Another company that was going to get crushed by Walmart, another one that we believed in, a dark cloud that we could see through, was Netflix. Do you remember this? Walmart began to offer video rentals in Walmarts where you could just pick it up and drop it off there, going head-to-head against Netflix, which was largely still the DVD rental business back in the day for Netflix. And the idea was, well, now that Walmart is doing this, Netflix is going to get creamed. And the reason I think Walmart will crush blank is a dark cloud that I saw through, maybe you did too, that we can see through in general, is because I think these kinds of perceptions don't really respect 2 things. First, the extreme difficulty of being a very, very large company and trying to compete along one aspect of your enterprise, like Walmart, movies, just movies, with a nimble, focused competitor that is using the internet as its competitive weapon. So number 1, again, I really don't think it's that easy to be a very large company and compete against well-funded, visionary competitors that are highly focused on something that sounds or looks like a niche, as DVD rentals did back in the day, or even when Amazon started e-commerce, as e-commerce looked like just books online back in the day for Amazon. That's number 1. Number 2, I also don't think that this perception respects just truly how powerful visionary founders can be, whether it's Reed Hastings, a quote. I'm going to close this week with a Reed Hastings quote to make a separate point, but Reed Hastings is a visionary, so is Steve Jobs. The list goes on and on of people who were really brilliant business people who started enterprises. And really, if you think about it, even to get your company public and scaled to the point that people would be saying, well, Walmart will crush blank. Think about that. Think about how hard that was. How many smart decisions, generally youthful, visionary founders of small startups, to even get their startup to the point where people would say that is such a bullish indicator to me. It doesn't work every time, but it works well enough. And when it does, if it's a dark cloud you can see through, you're going to make a lot of money. That was number 2. Walmart will crush blank. I admire Walmart, by the way, in many ways. It was a great growth company in the 1970s and into the early 80s. Once e-commerce showed up, I stopped. I've never invested in Walmart. It was always perceived to be a rule breaker and an overpriced commerce company back in the 70s and 80s. It was a tremendous stock. But I haven't seen a lot of innovation from Walmart for a couple decades during a time where innovation is at a premium, is driving everything. And so for this reason, I've remained on the sidelines from Walmart. But I'm not part of the anti-Walmart contingent. I'm sure some people are, especially those that were run out of business by Walmart. But in general, my take on things is the only reason Walmart ever succeeded is because the small towns where it did succeed, everybody in the small town was buying from them. Otherwise, how would they have had any sales and profit? But thus much for Walmart will crush.
As always, people on this program may have interest in the stocks they talk about, and the Motley Fool may have formal recommendations for or against. So don't buy or sell stocks based solely on what you hear. Learn more about rule breaker investing at rbi.fool.com.